And welcome everyone to March Madness. It's that time of the year again, and we are super excited to watch the NCAA tournament for the first time in nearly 800 days. That's a long time, and I'm super excited to fill out my bracket. I'm super excited to share it with you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at our West region. That's what we're going to do first. So first of all, Gonzaga is my pick to win the national title. I'll tell you that right now. And go ahead and look for another video that is to come out tonight. I'll explain my Final Four, amongst other things, and I'll tell you that in that video. So we're going to go through the rest of the West. Missouri, Oklahoma. Oklahoma losing a guard this week. I love Missouri's seniority and experience, and I love Jeremiah Tillman, and I love Xavier Pinson. Oklahoma is favored in nearly every single stat. The only thing, I really want to pick Missouri. I have Missouri written down in both of my brackets. Also considering that Oklahoma has lost like 4 of their last, 5 or 6 games. They're on a rough streak right now. Oklahoma's just favored in so many stats. I think every single stat, including they have a better offense, they have a better defense, they have better free throw shooting, they have a better RPI rank, they have a better margin of victory, they're in a better conference. So I guess we'll go Oklahoma for this one because of the stat line. Love Oklahoma. Love Missouri too. So watch out for that one. I think that's a game that Missouri can defy, my statistics I have here. Creighton, UC Santa Barbara. UC Santa Barbara is one of my favorite picks to knock off Creighton. However, I love that Creighton team so much, and it scares me. I don't want to pick UC Santa Barbara because I feel as though Creighton has the power to easily beat either Virginia or Ohio, the team that advances. So that's just a scary game for me to pick, and I'll show you why I am going with UC Santa Barbara. And here it is. Alright, UC Santa Barbara down low. Take a look at this first. 19th in the country in margin of victory. They are also 11th in assist to turnover ratio. Coming down here. UC Santa Barbara right here. I love that they're 59th in total offense, 19th in total defense, 47th in free throw percentage, 27th in the net rankings. It's just so favorable to pick UC Santa Barbara. And in the long run, I have found it is better to pick a good upset than it is to pick a good team. Things that scare me about Creighton as well. And this made my pick a little tiny bit easier. This gap here. 14 and 40. 14 offensively for Creighton. 40th defensively. And that gap is kind of why I picked the upset. Looking at past teams that have been upset. So this is the opponent. This is the team that lost in the upset over the last 6 years. I've gathered a couple of stat lines from there. Every single matchup has had a huge gap between offense and defense. Look at these, 106-6. Look through all of them. They all have a gap except for maybe a couple don't. The 19-11, but most of them do. 59-12, 106-6. 98-9, 82-16, 86-1. A little gap there, I think, is enough to move UC Santa Barbara past Creighton. UVA in Ohio, Jason Preston, the assist to turnover ratio, I love it all, and I think, you always see a team with a star player. John Morant, taking down Marquette. They didn't have the greatest team stats, but they had that star player. And I don't love the Virginia team. It's the Virginia team that lost to San Francisco. This Ohio team's better than San Francisco. They've had a couple sketchy games. I just don't like the Virginia team right now. Not a great ACC conference this year. Played poorly in a lot of their wins, really. Close games. I'm taking Ohio. And I feel confident that one of these two teams will win this game. Potentially both. And I'm taking UC Santa Barbara over Ohio. Because statistically they're better. They're a better team. USC Drake. That's a tough matchup, and it was hard to predict, and it's a major matchup in the West Conference, and that is because I think USC could advance over a not as great of a team of Kansas, and not as good of a team in Iowa either. Kansas is kind of vulnerable. Let's go ahead and look at Kansas' stats. I really like Kansas on the eye test. I've eliminated them from my national title consideration. 60th in margin of victory. Don't like that. I don't like that they're 114th in assist to turnover ratio. I don't like that they have a 59th ranked offense. You just don't see that in teams that succeed. And the 3-point shooting is less than ideal. These two red marks, these are the teams in each of the top 5 or top 3 seed lines. I gathered some statistical 3-point shooting things here, and they're the only team with 2 red areas, and that's in percentage. So I don't love the 3-point percentage in Kansas. I don't love the overall offense. I don't like the margin of victory, and that's something that I think will give USC an advantage. First of all, freshman Pac-12 Player of the Year Evan Mobley, I think they're going to dominate a Kansas team that might struggle to defend that post. USC's consistency, 30-19. I like that a lot. I just really like USC making a little run. It's either going to be Kansas or USC. Iowa's going to go down. I have Iowa barely over Grand Canyon, but Grand Canyon's going to give them a fight, so that's a game I'd watch, actually. They always give a fight. Iowa's defense is so bad. Not much as of recently, but overall it's bad. I don't like that their spread of points throughout the team is not very good. They're very stacked in the first 3 players. That's what I don't like. I think it's going to be easier to take down this Iowa team. And I like the Oregon matchup. I love Oregon beating Iowa. One of these teams is going to beat Iowa, and it's just a matter of who. Could Drake make a run? Probably not. I like USC. I like Kansas. I like Oregon. I like VCU, but it's probably not going to be VCU. So I think it's between Oregon, USC, and Kansas. Let's go ahead and give it to USC, Kansas, USC, Oregon, and USC. So here's my full bracket and breakdown for the West region, and up next is the East. So I will see you in just a moment.